Hey there and welcome to a new video. In today's session, we will go through multiple methods of dealing with duplicate data using SQL. So for that, we are going to create a table called as customers orders table, and based on the table only, we are going to write all the queries and methods. So this is the table that we are going to create, which is customer orders. And in the customer orders, we have order ID, customer name, product name, order date, quantity, and price per unit. Now let us create the table and insert data into the particular table along with duplicate data. So we will first create the table. So we created the table. Now we will insert the data into that particular table. And this data consists of unique data as well as duplicate data. So now we have inserted data into the particular customer orders table. So we will be seeing three methods of dealing with duplicate data. In the first method that we are going to see, we will be going through a method based on the aggregate function. And in the second method, we are going to see a method based on window function. And in the final method, we will see how to make use of window function along with common table expression in order to delete duplicate data from the parent table. Now first let us query the table and see what is the table having. So here is the customer orders table and it has got all the row which we defined. And when we go through the table, we can see that order ID is repeating in the table. We can see two order ID where the values are 1001 and 1001. Coming down, we can see that again 1003 is repeating and similarly 1002 is also repeating. And when we look at the attribute with respect to that particular order ID, we can see that the attributes are also repeating with respect to each repeating order ID. For example, 1001, we can see that the customer ID is repeating, customer name is repeating, and product name, order date, quantity, and price per unit. All the attributes are repeating with respect to that particular order ID. And whenever the order ID is same, all the attributes are also repeating. So this is a perfect example for duplicate data. Now in the first method, we are going to see or we are going to consider order ID as a key column and then we are going to write the query based on that assumption. So let us see how we can find the duplicate with respect to order ID as a key column or a primary key column. So we will start with select clause. Select, and the first column we are query is order ID, and the second column we are going to write an aggregate function which is based on the count aggregate function. That is count, open and close parenthesis. Now we will count the number of record and we'll give the column name as duplicate count. This is the column name and this is taken from the table customer orders. Now we are going to write a group by clause. Group by the same column which we defined in the select clause, order ID, and now we are going to write the having clause based on which we will get the duplicate records. Having count of star greater than 1. Now end the query with a full colon, execute this and we will get only records or order ID for which the order ID is repeating. Now execute and we have order ID 1001, 1002 and 1003, and all the three order ID are repeating in the customer orders table and those are repeating 2 times because this is the number of records corresponding to each particular order ID. This is the first method of identifying duplicate data using aggregate function. Now let us move to second case using the same table. So in the second case, we are going to delete that particular column, which is the order ID column from the customer order table. Now we are going to alter the table and delete that particular order ID column. Execute. Now we successfully deleted the order ID column from the customer order table. Now let us see how we can find duplicate data from the customer order table. For that we will write a select star from customer orders. Now when we execute this, we will be seeing only columns except order ID because we already removed the column order ID. Now based on this column, how we are going to find the duplicate data? That is what we are going to see in this method. For that, instead of writing star, we will specify the column names. That is customer ID, that is the first column, and second column will be customer name, third column will be product name, and next column will be order date, next column will be quantity, and finally we have the price per unit column. These are all the columns which were available in the customer order table after removing order ID. Now copy the same columns, and after from clause write a group by clause. Group by, paste all the columns that were defined in the select clause. Now we have to write a having clause. Having count of star greater than 1. Now execute and we will get only duplicate records. Execute and we can see these are the duplicate record corresponding to the order ID which we saw in the previous method. So these are the record corresponding to 1001, 1002 and 1003. And now without the order ID or any key column or any primary key column, now we can obtain the duplicate data using this method. This is also similar or same method, but here we are specifying the columns instead of that particular key column. Here also we are using the aggregate function in order to find duplicate data. Now let us move on to our second method. So here, even before going through the method, we have to drop the customer order table and create the customer order table once more, because in the previous method, in order to delete that particular column, we made use of the alter statement and deleted the order ID column. But in the further queries, we require that particular column. So we will drop the table customer order and create that table once again. So we will create the table and we will also insert the table with data. Select the query, execute, and now we have created and inserted data into the customer order table. Now we will move on to our second method. So in the second method, we will see how to fetch unique record from a table using window function. So that is what we are going to see in this method. So we will start with select clause, select star, and now before writing the window function, we will write the from clause, from customer orders, and now we will write the window function. We will make use of the window function row number, open and close parenthesis, over, and here we are considering order ID as the key column. So over, after the over close, we will write the partition by order underscore ID, and we will have to write an order by clause. Order by, we will specify the same column which is order ID, order underscore ID, and this column we will name as unique flag, unique underscore flag. So this is the additional column that we create. Now we will place this query inside a CTE with unique records as open and close parenthesis, and before writing the further query, we will only execute the query within the CTE. So we will execute this and see what is the result we are getting. So we have all the records that we inserted along with an additional column. So here is the additional column which is the unique flag column. Now we can see that when we create a filter based on the unique flag column, we can easily identify unique record from that particular table. So for that only we are creating the CTE unique record, and now we will write a select based on the CTE. Select star from unique record CTE, and now we will write the where clause, where unique flag equal 1. Close it with a full colon, execute, and we will get only unique records. So these are the unique records that were available in the customer order table, and now we can see that the order ID is not repeating anymore. So we can only see unique order ID in the table, and all the attribute corresponding to that particular order ID is also unique in the result that we have obtained. So this is the second method. Using window function, we can fetch only unique records. Now let us move on to the third method, where we will use common table expression to remove duplicate data from the parent table. That is, we are going to see how we can make use of common table expression and delete duplicate data from the customer order table. So for that, we will write a select clause, select star. Now we will write the from clause from the customer order table. Now after that, we are going to make use of a window function. We will make use of the row number window function itself, row number, open and close parenthesis. Now write the over close, and partition will be based on our order ID, order underscore ID, and order by will also be based on order id column, order underscore id, close parenthesis, and this will be named as duplicate flag. Now execute and we will get a similar result that we saw in the previous query where we have a duplicate flag instead of unique flag. Now we created a column which is duplicate flag, but the expression remains same and the logic also remains same. Now we will place this entire query inside a CT, that is duplicate records, as open and close parenthesis. Now write a delete clause based on the CTE, that is delete from the table duplicate records, that is the CTE, paste it here where duplicate flag greater than 1. Now execute and we will be able to delete all the duplicate record from that particular customer order table. Now execute a select star on customer order table and see if we have any duplicate data in the parent table. Customer orders table, execute, and now we can see that all the duplicate data in the customer order table was deleted using the common table expression method. Now we don't have any duplicate data in the parent customer orders table. So this is the third method. Now there are multiple methods to deal with duplicate data. These are not the ultimate 3 methods. I am planning a second part for the same video. We will see more methods in the second part. Hope you like the video. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more. Thank you.